Alright, hello party people, it is 11:45 on July 22nd, and I'm ready to start my reading vlog for day 3 of the reading rush. I can't believe it's already day 3, and I also can't believe that I've already completed 3 books, which means I've completed 4 of the prompts. I really wasn't sure if I'd even complete a single book, just based on how long it was initially taking me to read. I was in, let's call it I guess it was a reading slump, because I read pretty quickly once I actually set my mind to it. So, I know in my update at the end of the night, I still said I only read like 40 pages of Ursula and the Grades of Ruin and 46 of Howl's Moving Castle. And after I got home from work, I wasn't super tired, so I read quite a bit. I ended up finishing A Song of Grades of Ruin last night. I ended up really enjoying it. I don't know, it was a strange experience for me because it did take me so long to read. I gave it 4 stars. As I said, the same thing still holds true. I'm not super invested in the potential romance between Malik and Karina, but I still do love them both as individual characters. They're both very complex. There's a wasp. Oh my god, do not get closer to me. They're both complex characters. They're not perfect. They're both dealing with issues in their lives. Malik suffers from panic attacks and Karina suffers from migraines, which I thought was a really interesting angle to add to these characters who are like, to show that they're very strong personalities, they're compelling characters, they're completely capable, and they also happen to struggle with these health issues, which I think is really great representation and very necessary. So yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it overall. I still look... I still was overall, like, I don't know, I guess you could say I'm Team Tunde. I loved him a lot. He was great, he was very nice. I just wish, it's like the kind of thing where you know the end game is going to be Karina and Malik, and I'm like, oh, I just wish it was Tunde. I love him, I wish he had a chance. And I also was able to finish Black Flamingo last night, and I haven't talked too much about this, but this was my prompt for both a book that starts with B, Black Flamingo, and also a book from a genre that you don't read very much of. And I know it's not really a genre, but it is a book in verse, and it is possibly one of the first books in verse that I've read. It is at least the first book that I've read in verse in a very long time. I tend to steer clear of them. Like, I had this dumb thing where I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy them because I'll just read them so quickly, which is like, doesn't make any sense. But I'm so glad I bought the Black Flamingo because it was just stunning. And one of the things I wanted to talk about, I don't know if it's because it was a book in verse, but you could have told me that it was a memoir and I would have believed you. It felt like a very personal story. I felt like I knew Michael. I felt like I was talking to him almost. Like, he was just such a real feeling character. And I feel like this definitely, not that it wouldn't have tugged on my heartstrings as a novel, but I feel like the poems were crafted in such a way that it really, like, I felt things, you know? I appreciated that the entire book was told in verse, but there's also a mix in there that Michael writes his own poetry, and you see some of that, and it's in a different style than the rest of the book. All of the poems aren't the same, and I thought that was also very interesting, that the poems shift to demonstrate different times in Michael's life, different struggles he might be going through, different experiences he's having. I just adored this book. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I would give it more if I could. I can't wait to see what Dean Adam writes next, and I can't wait to pick up more books in verse because this was just a great experience. I already read 1 chapter of Haikyuu, so that's my book that takes place on another continent. So now the prompts that I have left are: first book you touched, read a book entirely outside, and read a book that inspired a movie that you've already seen. So for outside and book and movie you've already seen, I chose Howl's Moving Castle, and for the first book untouched, I ended up with Days of Blood and Starlight. I was going to start Days of Blood and Starlight while I was sitting outside, but it is hot as fuck out here. Where I live, it gets real humid and real hot during the summer, so it's like a double whammy. I am sweating. It's disgusting. So I don't know how much longer I'm going to be outside, and I'm going to capitalize on my time outside. Ew, capitalism. And I'm going to use my time outside wisely to read Howl's Moving Castle. Because I will not be spending any more time outside than is strictly necessary. I might even go inside right now. I don't know. It's very hot out here. But anyway, yeah, that's my morning update. I'm excited that I had so many updates about my reading to share because From my video last night, you would not have expected that I did any reading at all. I think my mom and I might try to go see some sunflowers later. We're going to try to find a field of sunflowers just to look at them. Pretty flowers. So when we do that, I'll be able to read in the car, maybe read when we get there, take some cute pictures maybe. Which is why I'm wearing actual jean shorts and a shirt that isn't like 7 sizes too big for me. Yeah, hopefully I'll have some interesting footage to show you later today, and I will check in later. Bye! Operation Go for a Drive to See Sunflowers is going really well. Hello, so update, it's probably around 6:15 p.m. My mom and I just got back from our failed journey to go find some sunflower seeds to look at, but we did get some really good ice cream and got to watch a storm. There were some really cool bolts of lightning that we got to see, you know, that really good kind where you can see it across the sky, that really crackly thunder. God, I love thunderstorms. I've read about 45 pages of Howl's Moving Castle so far today while I've been outside the house and out and about. I was kind of hoping to read more, but I was paying attention to the scenery and the storm, so I was a little bit slower. I'm really enjoying it so far. I wish I hadn't made it my book to read completely outside because I'd really love to keep reading it. However, since I am now inside, what I will be reading for the rest of the night, I have 1 chapter of Sea of Monsters to read for my reread of Percy Jackson, and for the reading rush, I'm going to start Days of Blood and Starlight. I'm really hoping that I end up enjoying this. I'm hoping I can actually get invested in the story, and I feel like in the past I've gotten to maybe 100 pages at most. I don't think I've even gotten that far, and then just burned out. I don't know. I think it's a slow start from what I remember. I assume it must be. Otherwise, I would have kept reading. I really hope I can use this opportunity to finish this book, but it's 500 pages. So I really don't know, honestly, if I'm going to be able to. I have about an hour left of the audiobook to which I'm currently listening, and after I finish that, I'll move on to Days of Blood and Starlight, and that'll definitely help me make some progress, help me get through the first rough patch of the book. But I'm going to get started on this and read the chapter of Percy Jackson and probably read more Haikyuu later just for a little break. I will check in with you guys before I go to bed, and see you later. Alright guys, last check-in of the night, let's go. I really don't have much to say here. I just feel like I need a way to wrap up the video. I didn't read very much today, which isn't entirely surprising. It's always hard to get into a new book, plus I was kind of out and about during the day. So what I read today, I read maybe 40-50 pages more of Howl's Moving Castle while I was out and about, and when I got home I read a bit of Haikyuu, which no longer satisfies any of the reading rush prompts, but that's okay. I then took a quick nap, kind of unintentionally. I was like, oh, I'll just sleep for 15 minutes, and then I fell asleep for an hour. And that's just what happens sometimes, and that's okay. God, my arm is tired. I haven't even been holding this that long. I started Days of Blood and Starlight, but I only really got 25 pages. Yeah, I really only got 25 pages into it, which is fine. Maybe I'll read some more of that before I go to sleep. I still have to take a shower, and then head off to bed. I'm skating tomorrow morning again, so I do have to be up at a reasonable hour. So basically the goal is not to stay up until 4:30 a.m. reading Haikyuu once again. Yeah, I didn't get too much reading done today. Hopefully I'll get more done tomorrow. I'm thinking about taking a trip to an independent bookstore that I really love sometime this week. The best days for me to do that would be either tomorrow or Saturday. So I'll see how I end up feeling about that. I'll take you guys along if I go. I really love this place. It's really cute. Yeah, that's really gonna do it for me today. Sorry I didn't have much to say, but hopefully you enjoyed the lightning storm clips that I had, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.